Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. Luton 1, Everton 1. Instant match reaction. Paul will let you know what he thinks. I will let you know what I think. And in the comments, we need loads of you to tell us what you think, because that's what we're here for. We want everybody's instant match reaction after this game. Paul, chuck it on. You haven't spoke to you yet. How are you feeling after that? 1-1.
I think stress free. I enjoyed it. I thought first half we played well. I thought we were unfortunate not to have a second penalty. To be honest, thought it was a foul on McNeil. Guy stood on his foot, so we should have had one for that. And second half we just sat off a little bit. We didn't attack as much. But it was interesting when Beto and Chimita came on, so we'll have a chat about it. But stress free, it didn't matter. I enjoyed it. What about you?
Do you know what? I'm going to be a little shitbag where I'll probably get things in the comments here from the Blues will be here and he'll be like, well, I don't know, but I was just bored, a little bit bored to be fair. Found it boring, honestly, boring.
Oh gosh, you know.
I mean, he's just said never a pen. I mean,
Dave,
the Luton
Dave, our
fan,
Luton
Dave,
friend. Yeah, it really was.
Is a big. Branthwaite is a big lad, mate. Branthwaite's 6'3", 4. If you're picking his whole body up off the ground, I know. Do you know what? As well, though, Dave. If something's a penalty, if it's not a penalty, I'll admit it either way. That was a penalty. The first one, you was lucky because the first one, you made contact with the back of his legs in the box. And it's one of them where it could easily go against you. But you're lucky. You're lucky if that's not a penalty, the first one. Because the first one could have easily been a penalty. Although you'd say, oh, he's going down easily. The fact is, you've knocked him with big contact to go down in the box. Yes, the player's over milking it. But if you kick someone in the box when they've gone past you, what do you think's going to happen if you don't win the ball? Like, seriously, if I'm playing football now and I kick someone's legs when they've gone past me, do I think the referee's just going to say, oh, it's okay, you've kicked his legs, it don't matter? I know the referee's going to give a penalty. People need to realise that. Like, if you kick someone's legs in the box as a defender and you don't get the ball, that's just football. Like, when I play football, when I tackle someone, if I get the ball, it's a good tackle. If I don't get the ball, it's a foul if I get the player. I don't get that. Like, and I know I'm probably going over the top, but sorry, Dave. The first one could have easily been a penalty. You was very lucky. The second one, he's picking Branthwaite up by his whole body, like holding him like in Superman position. He's not even going for the ball. Branthwaite has done everything, and some I say Paul, some I do say Paul. I say right, like when it's goalkeepers, I say the goalkeeper's not even tried to push his way past the player. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like the goalkeeper should barge, and then it's more obvious it's a penalty on the goalkeeper. Branthwaite's done everything he can to get past him. He's literally given him 1 warning, get off me, 2 warnings, get off me, 3 warnings, get off me, 4 didn't even get off me, and then 5 went to come on, Dave. Seriously,
the thing was that if you're gonna do that as a defender and hold on to the opposition, at least know where the ball is. Because what happened was all the other Luton defenders did that a bit, but then ran with their Everton players that they were marking. The guy who was marking Branthwaite just held him, and had no idea what had happened behind him. And so I'm glad it got spotted. I'm glad VAR actually just stepped in, because that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous.
I mean, Dave's probably left now. Dave's probably. We love Dave. He come on the channel last time.
Dave's great.
We love him, and I don't mind Luton, Dave. I really don't. But I can't agree with you that wasn't a penalty, Dave, because there was both a penalty. Like that simple. There was both. The first one probably wasn't that much contact, so you can just get away with it, but it's still a penalty in my eyes. So you got away with that one. After getting away with a penalty, would you really grab someone in the box like he did? Stupid, that is. So
I think the Dwight McNeil one is a homer. Do you know what I mean? I think if that's at Goodison, I think maybe we get it. I think if it's the same, if it's the opposite way round, and it's a Luton player getting that stamp on the foot at their place, I think they get it. I just think it's one of those, really.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the problem for me is when Dwight McNeil's got the contact, he's gone like that he's milked it. And if you milk it, it looks like you're diving. All
Yeah.
Dwight McNeil had to go down naturally. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why players don't just go down naturally. It was like Onana at the end of the game when he went in for a challenge. He held the back of his head and he did nothing to the back of his head. And just to get the free kick, I wouldn't overdo it. But yeah, to be fair, Dave, you're still there. I thought you played really well, mate. To be fair,
I thought they did all right. I thought they did all right. I tell you what, I tell you what. Right at the end, Harrison on the post. It was a good job he was there because their guy did overhead kick. That was definitely going in. So they could have snatched it. We were the ones who were on the back foot. So they gave a decent account of themselves. That's fair enough to say, I think.
Well, yeah, more braver than us. I mean, we'll go through some things I'm seeing in the comments. I completely agree with this comment. That's what I said to you at the start of the show, Paul. Not meaning to sound miserable, but it just didn't feel right watching Everton with no stress.
Yeah,
it was weird, but I just thought that we play with more freedom. I don't know what I expected. Just expected it to be a bit more nicer on the eye, but we started okay, like you said. But second half, we was just penned back. And it was all Luton. We didn't play like we got nothing to risk, did we?
Yeah, well, that was it. I enjoyed the first half. I thought we played all right. I mean, I'll even go as far to say Ashley Young had a good first half, apart from their goal. And even then, he was kind of being grappled with. So, it must have been stress-free from saying Ashley Young had done all right and he didn't bother me.
Yeah, he was an interesting one, which we're going to talk about. We'll try and put some sort of order in this. So the way we'll start things is we've kind of talked about the first penalty, which we said was a penalty. Then we spoke about the second one, which we said is a penalty. So we'll talk about the first goal, we'll talk about the second goal, and we'll talk about bits and bobs through the game and finish the instant match reaction. Join along in the comments. But the first goal, we both just said it was a penalty, Paul. Good penalty. Happy with it? Calvert-Lewin? I thought Ashley Young was taking it.
Yeah, he has to hit him close enough to the keeper so the keeper gets something on it, just to make us a little bit nervous. But he seemed fairly confident tonight. I thought he did all right on the ball. To be fair, he was getting pulled from pillar to post, especially in that second half when he time. Yeah, I thought he did well. To be honest with you, I thought he did all right. And he took his penalty all right. He seems to be, the tap's open, so he seems to be back in confidence, really, which is what we need. Definitely what we need.
I completely agree with Emma there. I actually generally, if there is bad signal problems, it's a hurricane outside, a rainfall where I live. But yeah, I thought Ashley Young was taking the penalty. I don't know why. He just stepped up like he was taking it. I mean, I'd understand if Ashley Young was captain. You'd think, oh, he's holding the ball. The captain holds the ball for the penalty taker. I don't know why Ashley Young was holding it for him. No one was fighting to have it. I mean, no, it wasn't a Chelsea moment, was it? Where you have to hold the ball and pass it to someone because everyone wants to take it. Only Calvert-Lewin wanted to take it.
Young was just being wise to it because you kind of get it in the ear, if you're the penalty taker, or you get someone come and stand up next to the penalty spot and stuff like that, just to try and disrupt stuff. So Young was stood looking as though he was going to take it. DCL was only about 5 yards behind him, just ready to step in. So I think he was just using his guile a little bit. Yeah, Blues agrees there.
Yeah, I agree with him. Now, obviously, Calvert-Lewin took the penalty, like you said, close to the keeper. Not the best penalty down the middle, pretty close. Keeper, if he had his legs out, probably could have got it. But Calvert-Lewin does all he needs to do is score the penalty, which was amazing. And I'm thinking, here we go, 6-1, let's do this. But after that, it wasn't all the tack, was it? They come back and they scored the goal, which I wasn't happy about. I thought it was a bit stupid, the goal that they scored. And that was who you just spoke about. I mean, Ashley Young had a good game. He got really stuck in and did everything he can, but the goal was a bit sloppy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell he kind of worked on who they would target, because there was a few balls in the second half, to be honest, that where they targeted Ashley Young, and that Adebayo had done all right. Do you know what I mean? He's a fairly strong lad. It's good. It was a good finish, but Young got kind of isolated there on that cross ball, and we weren't around him or weren't close enough to Young to be able to stop anything at that point. So it was just one of them, really. I thought that was their only shot on target for a start off in that first half. There were plenty of goal attempts, but they were all over the bar and stuff like, or blocked and stuff like that. So we kept them to very little in that first half. It was frustrating in a way that we ended up going in level, to be fair, because we did create one or two other chances to be able to do it. Harrison was close, came in from the right hand side. This is what we wanted him to do more often in the season. Curled it with his left foot, just went a couple of yards wide. And we looked decent on the ball. We looked relaxed, like you said, but we just didn't make any clear cut. Yeah. We weren't clinical. So
I mean, we put it across the box. We put it. I know we should just be happy we're staying up, and we should. But I'm like focused on I'm looking at what we've got now and thinking what's good for next season and what's not. That's where I'm at. I'm focused on like who cuts it, who don't, and see what these players are like now for next season. And I don't want us to play the ball for someone to get onto. I want us to play the ball knowing that you played it and someone's going to easily get onto it. And like sometimes we'll put the ball across the box and just whack it and hope someone gets onto it. I'd like us to, when we put it across the box, Paul, have your eye on who you're putting it to, put it on the foot, they score. We've got to have that sort of ability. But yeah, I get what you say. I'm going to be miserable because I'm really happy with the 1-1. But like Dave just said, he's just said there, I think he's going now. But one last thing, you were the only team in the Premier League that we have not lost against. And no disrespect, Dave, but I wanted to beat you this time. You've done us a couple of times. I wanted to do you back today. And I feel going 1-0 up with no pressure of having to stay up, we could have done better.
Yeah. Fair play to Dave, you know, what he said. And Chris is asking, shouldn't we still be concerned? Is there a remaining points reduction? No, we've appealed the other two. Lost count. we appealed the last one that they gave us, and we'll find out about that appeal before the last game of the season. The actual sort of admin and everything that goes along with it will be dealt with after the final game of the season, is what they've said. And I think it's the same. I think it's the same for Forest as well, although that's debatable. To be fair, Blues agrees. He just mentions that we're actually not in threat of being relegated now. I know, Emma, I don't trust them either, to be honest. As far as I could throw them, which obviously wouldn't be very far. But no.
I do think that we was playing. I think we was playing a little bit like Christopher Powers is thinking. I think we was playing a little bit like, what if the Premier League do come back and give us a couple more points? I think like we didn't play like we was completely free, in my opinion. Because the way like Branthwaite, I know we just love playing well, Branthwaite does, but the way Branthwaite was celebrating, not letting them win at the end, you could tell that we are still playing to put points on the board just in case anything bad happens. But like Paul said, they've dealt with the two, and they've said the ongoing stuff that they're dealing with, the little stuff, is for next season. That's what's been said. But you never know. So you've got to keep winning games just in case, haven't you? Just to make sure, because no one trusts Masters.
Well, why would you? You know, why would you? These are the stats off the first half. That is, to be fair. So, you know, there were plenty of shots flying around, but not many on target.
I'll say just when you get, because we get in all these good positions on the edge of the box, but it's all just too rushed sometimes. You know what I mean? Like Decore played to Calvert-Lewin, but he did it quick and it just didn't go to him right. And we attack Paul, for me, like we've got to attack in 10 seconds, and if it often goes wrong because it's rushed. But sometimes I think we've got to keep the ball and attack with the intent that we know we're going to attack good on this attacking phase that we're going to have. So
Yeah,
I want to see us learn now. I'm looking at everything, Paul, and I'm looking what we've got now for next season, and I wasn't that impressed today.
No, I mean we weren't fantastic, to be honest, but I thought we were good enough. We were good enough to get what we got. It was a bit disappointing that we weren't higher up the pitch in that second half, to be honest. And we went flat. We went flat 5 as well across when Decore and James Garner came off. I mean, I was worried James Garner was going to get sent off, to be honest, in that first half, throwing his tackle.
What did you think? I was literally just going to say that to you, Paul. What did you think on him getting that early card? Because I thought that was stupid. I know you say stop him on the counter attack, but we had the whole defence in front, and stupid yellow. I don't like a yellow card that early.
I don't think he did it on purpose, to be honest with you. I think he was trying to get a toe on the ball by catching up to Chong, but it was just clumsy in the end, and there's been a little clip. So, but yeah, it was frustrating because that was only after about 12 minutes that he got booked. So then he went in later on with a few tackles, and Luton fans were just willing him to miss one of those, but thankfully he didn't. But when Gomez and Anana came on, we played a flat 5 across the middle, and that just kind of left DCL isolated. You know, he was battling hard, but he had 3 men around him all the time, so we couldn't keep it up the pitch and then get forward. So the ball just kept coming back, and we made Barkley look like a world beater at some point. And when Barkley got that shot, I tell you what, when he chested it and dropped it down, I thought, oh, here we go. This is what Sky are gonna replay on the news tonight or something. So thankfully, he ballsed it up and it went right down the middle into Pickford's hands.
We shout out for Jamie Lee. Do you get that one?
Jamie Lee, No, what's that one?
Keep your comments coming. Sometimes we get new people on. You might have been a subscriber for ages, but if you're not new, can you hit that like and subscribe? It says on YouTube, it will say we've got about 15, 20 on, but including Twitter, we've got 250 people on Instant Match Reaction, and we're on 720 something subscribers. We really want to hit 1,000. So if we could come off this stream and get like 20 subscribers, that'd be amazing on us on our way to hit 1,000.
All the best, Jamie Lee. We're here. Nice to have lots of people.
Jamie Lee.
Yeah. The thing about like Blue says about Decore there is that me and my dad. I was watching with my dad tonight, and we were sort of saying he's all arms and legs, and Decore. He lacks that little bit of control. You know, he's for all effort and everything else, but you just wish that there was someone behind whoever the striker is with just a little bit more composure about him. I just think we'd create much more. And the thing is that when DCL actually manages to get on the turn and sort of get down the sides of the area, there's no one that he can give the ball to. That happened about 3 times tonight. A couple of times during the first half. He'd get the ball away from his defender, get to the byline, try and pull it back to someone, but there's no bugger there. They're all on the edge of the box because they're so far away from him. So going forward, although we've got a decent record of winning when Decore is playing, I wouldn't have liked to see someone with a little bit more guile, to be fair.
Duke rules like Phoebe from Friends. I'm trying to think what Phoebe runs like from Friends now. I can't remember her running in Friends. That's got me thinking that.
That's what it is.
One thing I will say about Decore, because me and Paul, we're cool with going against what each other say. And Decore, like when I watched him, a lot of the time I seen him playing as a 2 in centre midfield. Like he covers someone, he always covers in. So where there's James Garner and Garner Gay, if one of them's out of position, the amount of times you see Decore drop in and just play as the 2 instead of playing as the 10. And I think that's why Decore is massive in that position, because I think a lot of people say you play McNeil in the 10, well, Dan Juma in the 10 or someone like that. A lot of number 10s don't put in the work that Doucouré puts in. I think Doucouré is a lot better defensively and he'll drop in and he gives you. He used to play centre midfield, didn't he, Paul? So I think if Doucouré's a lot of the time, he's not doing what we want attacking. He's not as clinical and amazing and as threatening as we want attacking. But when you've needed someone that's going to compact our middle this season, which has been massive on us staying up, Doucouré's been that man.
Yeah,
But
that's the thing, isn't it?
We don't want to do that, do we, Paul? We don't want to compact the middle. We want to see them now. Now we're already up. Just go for it a little bit. So that's
it goes on what you've got. It goes on what you've got again, doesn't it? You know, you're right in what you're saying. Doucouré playing in that position, it isn't just from an attacking point of view, it's from a defensive point of view. And having in front of whoever the two are behind him is important. So it's all about who you've got next season. And if you don't trust the team to play with a 2 in the middle and you need a 3, then unfortunately Doucouré is ideal for that area of the pitch, isn't he?
Yeah, they don't have it all. You don't often see someone that's really hard working, but he's also a mastermind. Like you don't mix skillful with engine, do you? It's either an engine or really skillful with not an engine, isn't it? That's quite lazy, that doesn't get back. That's often what you see. Unfortunately, Doucouré, he is getting better in the final third. His passes go forward more. He is starting to chuck in a couple of goals, but he's never going to be a freaking who shall I say? The Arsenal lad, Odegaard. He's never going to be an Odegaard, is he? When he's in that position, he's just more of an engine.
No, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so at all. Those stats from second half. These are the ones from the overall match. That's what it looks like. I think it probably does it a little bit of an injustice in some, in some respects. Ball possession actually overall the whole game was 50-50. It was 50-50. You know,
it's the second half. Do you know what, Paul? Like you said, the start of the first was okay when we got those few penalties, but after Calvert-Lewin scored, it felt like what you said, Paul. They just targeted Ashley Young and just dominated us down our left-hand side. It was just get it on Ashley Young. That was clearly the tactics. Normally it's Coleman they go for, but the tactics was clear. They put the big lad, who I said was quite good, the one who scored. I did give him a shout out. Obviously, the Everton players don't listen on the channel because I said he's big and he'll probably score, and he did. But they just put him on Ashley Young. And continuously, like I say, Ashley Young, I didn't like what he did on the goal, but he got stuck in there, Ashley Young did, because he had the hardest job to do.
All right.
Everyone was targeting. Yeah. He got targeted big time and he needed a bit of help and he didn't get it much.
No, he did all right. And there was a stat that Sky threw out in that first half about I think it was after about 25 minutes, is that they were sort of looking at how Luton were attacking and where their attacks were coming from. And it was all down the left because they liked Doherty, but they weren't getting any joy. So then they started trying to switch the ball to the right, and that included the long ball, diagonal ball over to Ashley Young's head. And then, as Emma says there, Adebayo was there and got the joy out of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was the plan. Big lad, put him on Ashley Young. I didn't know that he said it at the interview at the end. I didn't listen to the interview at the end, but yeah, it was clearly the plan on Ashley Young. So he had an odd job. He did take a good header as well when Ashley Young took the knock on the head. It was a good header that was. He just got to it before the player, didn't he? Took a little head collision, Ashley Young. I can't fault him that much other than the goal.
He's he's funny. He's funny young. He does all the tricky things that don't involve the ball. Do you know what I mean? He'll know how to win a free kick. He wasn't hurt really in that head collision. He just stayed down just to slow it all down, didn't he? So.
Oh no, he wasn't hurt. But I've been asking. I've actually, do you know when this season, Paul, when we've done our analysis, I've said, even if you can't win the header, be a nuisance. Like Big Dunk, I know the Blues said, "Oh, Big Dunk for Brighton, no one's going to beat him." But Ashley Young, watch him today. Like you said, Paul, he does all the dark arts. He puts himself, digs himself into the player, and he really does frustrate the players. And you look how small Ashley Young is. He knows he's not going to win stuff on the headers and stuff like that, but he definitely stopped them. He definitely made it harder for them. He got a lot of free kicks that was probably forced, but yeah, Ashley Young, I've got to say, other than that goal, which was a bit shit because he should have been on the knockdown. Do you know what I mean? Like, once the players chested it down, Ashley Young's out of the game, where he's got to be in position to still be with him when he takes the shot to put him off. But other than the goal, I thought Ashley Young played all right.
Yeah, not bad at all. Who else do you think stood out?
My man of the match today, with people in the comments now, let us know your man of the match. Why Paul's asked me this question, we'll say it, because I've been wanting to give this person a shout out. Not so much for his attacking stuff, but I thought he looked better attacking. More for his defensive stuff. I thought he saved our arse a couple of times today. Jack Harrison. I thought Jack Harrison was fantastic today. A couple of tackles he made last ditch. He just slid and got the tackle in, didn't he? He had a lot of work down his side, and his defensive stuff was good. Because as we said, Paul, on the pre-match, they was really good on the wings, weren't they? Ashley Young had a big job.
Yeah.
And Jack Harrison, I thought, he got back and helped Godfrey loads, didn't he? So I thought Jack Harrison was fantastic today with his defensive work.
He did. He worked quite hard, actually. I'm just sort of having a look as well. Me and my dad were having a conversation about who we won't have, and I know I don't mean sort of going mad into it, but just looking at some of the people who we are playing tonight who we're not going to have, it's sort of gathering to be quite a list. And the bench tonight, obviously, we used the two lads who came up front and the two lads who were in the middle, who were always there. So I'm just going to show you.
Why are you showing that? I'm just going to jump on this comment, Paul. Carry on with what you're doing, show them. But I'm just going to jump on this comment. I'm not saying, by the way, the Blues, I'm not saying Harrison was amazing. I'm saying I liked his defensive work today, and we probably would have lost the game if he wasn't so good at his defensive stuff. But I don't think he was that good attacking. Paul said to me, who do I think was our best player? I thought all the players was a 6.57 today, and none of them was that good. So for me to say Harrison was our best player, I'm not saying he was good. I'm just saying that he was probably better than everyone else. Go on, Paul, go for it.
Yeah, just to have a little look, really. Bear with me a second. Here we go. So I'll try and zoom in on this as well. Straight away, a few people who were playing tonight, to be honest. So these are contracts that are going basically the end of June. Pretty standard. Let's zoom in a little bit, get some names on there. Okay. So obviously Jack and Danjuma are loanees, but obviously their role comes to an end of the season. So does Gomez. And Gomez, I mean, wage-wise, if you do think about that kind of thing, I don't think it's always the be-all and end-all, and there's not much that we can sort of do or know about all of it. But he's on quite a fair whack, isn't he, Gomez? Dele Alli, obviously, is Dele Alli's own personal situation. Garner Gay, it runs out in the end of June. We've got an option for a further year. Do you take that? I would be surprised if anyone would say no, because we need the players.
It's not a cheap wage again, though, is it? It's not a cheap wage. It will be a big wage.
No, it's not. It's not. But I would say if you don't take it, then you got to get someone in, haven't you? And then the cost of that for someone as good would still be more than we could have. So it's going to be cheaper to keep him on a year and have that person who's been around the club for a while, you know. Seamus
player as well.
He is, yeah. I mean, oh god, yeah. I mean, he's had his
Not
up
that
and
injury prone
downs.
this season.
He's had it, he's had his up and downs with his Garnegay, but there have been plenty of times that have been up, and we've said how good he is. And over the last 2 weeks, he showed us again what he's actually got. So I'd certainly keep him on.
Some could
Bless
say
him.
that's because his
Is
contract's up.
Seamus? Yeah, well, is Seamus? He's going to call time. Is he? Is Sheffield United going to be his last home game? Be interesting. I can understand why he would stay another year if if the club wanted him to. He's not as old as Ashley Young. He still does a decent job when he comes on. To be fair, some would argue
I
that
felt
he
sorry for
still
him
has.
today, though, when he come on,
Yeah,
because he come
still
on
all right back.
today, literally just ran on the pitch today and got so much shit on that corner from Morris. Just for like, yeah, he just literally, Coleman come on, and he just wanted to mark his player and stand next to him.
Yeah.
And then Morris decided to be a shitbag, which is Morris's
He's
style.
an arse, isn't he? He's a proper arse.
Yeah, Coleman was like, I've only just come on the pitch. You don't want me on the pitch or something. Bloody hell. But I felt sorry for him. But yeah, I love Coleman.
And I don't know, sort of looking back a year when Seamus's extra year was announced, are we kind of past that stage already, do you think? Or I'd love him to stay. I'd love him to stay one more year. And I know that sounds a bit daft. But we don't have the players. And we might not have the players with a takeover. Do you no idea? It's so up in the air, isn't it? Ashley Young's 38, 3 years old, and Coleman, is Ashley. Can you see Ashley Young staying another year? I'd be surprised. Christ.
It's mad to think
he does a decent job for a 38-year-old, but it's
6 years off 80 when you put them two together. It's mad.
So they're the ones. They're the ones who are coming up to end a contract, and some you'd have, some you wouldn't. Andy Lonergan is 40 now. He's 40, and he's one of our backup keepers. So I know we've got a keeper, haven't we? The young lad has signed another contract for us, I think, a couple of months back. So anyway, that's generally where we are. So I know we've got quite a few people making a comment or two now, so we'll show one or two of these. What are your thoughts on all that?
Like, I seen something on Twitter saying Dan Juma must have spat in Sean Dyche's mug or something like that, because I can't believe that Dan Juma didn't get on today. There was a point in the game where I thought it was probably when he brought Onana and who did he bring on? Onana and Gomez. It was probably when he brought Onana and Gomez on, which was early for Dyche. It was about 55 minutes or something like that, 60 minutes. I was thinking, bring Dan Juma on the wing, because we was like getting pinned back all the time, back. Didn't look like we could get out, and I thought, put Dan Juma on, see if he can run his way out and get up the pitch. And later on, by the way, I really did like the move that Dyche made, bringing Shamiti and Better on, because I thought it was needed.
Yeah,
because he was in our own box that much. That I thought, do something. This is what I wanted Sean Dyche to do on 60th minute. I wasn't looking for Gomez and Onana to come on. I would have probably just brought Onana on to cover the yellow card that James Garner had, and then Garner Gay got one. So you could have literally brought Onana, Gomez, and then you could have brought Dan Juma and the striker on. Do you know what I mean, Paul? I probably would have given Dan Juma a go, but Dyche clearly can't stand Dan Juma.
Well, there might be speculation. There might be a bit of that, but there's been plenty of signings in the past, and Dele Alli is a decent example. If Dele Alli was fit, but he wasn't sort of prominent in the first team, and he gets to a particular number, and then beyond that number, we've got to start paying more when we haven't got any money. There's bits of that. So I don't know the ins and outs of the deal. And it might just be that he doesn't like Dan Juma, but it might also be that there's things that we're not aware of sort of behind the scenes, which sort of makes it harder for Dyche to play him. I'm speculating, but It does. It's happened quite a lot in the past, to be honest.
The Blues says there, Danjuma. Let us know. This is a topic that a lot will be thinking about, and we do try and touch topics on the channel that a lot of Everton fans want to know stuff about. And we're only going on our opinions here. The Blues are saying Danjuma smacks of somebody who doesn't care about football. I've watched Danjuma in a lot of his podcasts and stuff like that. He loves football and he'd love to play football. I'm telling you, that's one thing he is cocky on. He thinks he's a good footballer. So if Danjuma, trust me, when like last game before this, Garnegay sliding to him doing the Cobra, you're telling me Danjuma don't want to be on the pitch? Danjuma definitely wants to be on the pitch, but Danjuma has got a big personality. He's one of the loudest. When you watch him when he first come, he's one of the banter guys. You know what I mean? And he won't like that he's not getting a game. So I think him and Dyche have clashed, and that's only my opinion. But
might well be.
McNeil and Harrison, I thought that, like I say, they was all right, but Dyche's got to give them a rest sometimes, Paul, hasn't he? Like, rest them for next game. Let Danjuma come on. Give Harrison a break. Give McNeil a break. McNeil's played every bloody game. Like, we watch other teams and they just bring players on later on just because players are shattered. Dyche could just bring Danjuma on and just see what he's like. There's something that's gone on there, in my opinion. Something must have gone on.
Yeah. One surprised me. I'd say there was when what game was it? Must have been Brentford game. Must have been the Brentford game. Garnegay had gone off, and he was on the bench, sat next to Danjuma, and they were having that kind of conversation. It's the kind of conversation where your best mate at work, right, has had a beef with the manager about something that's happened in work. And he's like, can't believe they've done that. That's bang out of order, that is. And he's like in there, and he's in there, and that's exactly what that kind of conversation looked like. To be honest,
something's definitely gone on. Something has definitely gone on with Danjuma and Dyche. Dyche has got no intention on playing him. Even like some people acted like when Danjuma come back. Even I acted like it. Danjuma could be our saviour. Dyche had no intention to put him in the squad when he come back. I'm telling you that for sure.
Didn't seem like it,
and it's not to keep him fit to sell him because he's a loan. It just doesn't make sense. By the way, we actually used 5 subs. I know, I get it. But did we use the 5 right subs? Gomez, to me, that wasn't the game for Gomez. He come on and he just looked lost, I thought. It wasn't where you had loads of space for Gomez to get on the ball and start us passing, was it? It was jam-packed for Gomez to play. You don't like those sort of games.
And I'd say the 5 subs weren't all used in the last 5 minutes either. They were proper spread out in that second half. So that made a change. He will be.
Blues is going from here. Dan, how did Danjuma get injured, mate, for playing football? Yeah. But before Danjuma actually got to play football, Dyche actually put Dobbin on instead of Danjuma. And then Dyche was forced because he had no options. Because McNeil got injured with that injury, where McNeil, we thought he was out a long time, McNeil got injured. Danjuma had to play. Then he played, and then we all said, Dyche should have been playing him more. Then he got injured. So I wouldn't give that Danjuma playing to Dyche. I think it was a forced thing and he had to play, and Dyche didn't really want to play him then. Just my opinion. I like the Clash Blues. I love it, mate.
Cool. Nice to see a few. Nice to see a few different names as well. Eamon and Samuel on tonight as well. Lots of love for Tarky. Yeah, I tell you what, his neck muscles must be made of absolute iron. The amount of times that he heads the ball, he must have the top of his head must just be flat, and his neck muscles
talking about Tarky's head,
just metal. Christ Almighty!
Paul just says Tarky's head's metal after the conversation we had yesterday on the pre-match. No, I get what you're saying there. He does win everything. And the Blues earlier on, when I said Harrison had a decent game, he said, what about Brantwaite? this is crazy because for me, Paul, Branthwaite and Tarkowski, I just take them for granted now. I think they're incredible. So I don't
Yeah,
even
that's
put
how
them
good it
into
is. Yeah,
man of the match contentions. I've actually become used to them being incredible, faultless today. Young was one of the weaknesses a little bit. Godfrey was, but the centre backs are hardly ever a weakness. They are so strong. That's our spine, that is. And
yeah.
Branthwaite and Tarkowski are incredible. But we've become used to it. Like generally, we should not become used to it and always be saying, Paul, like, wow, Branthwaite, what a player. But because he's doing it every week, you just take it for granted. Say, oh, it's Branthwaite. That's what he
Well,
does. But yeah, he is
that
amazing.
triangle, that triangle at the back of Pickford, Tarkovsky, and Branthwaite, they're the reason why we've got that stat of, of having the best defense outside the top three teams who are going for the title. You know, we were talking. It was mentioned about Pickford being in contention for Golden Glove, which I don't think he can get now. Is he two clean sheets behind Edison? I think. But how mad would that be? That the keeper who got the Golden Glove was playing for the team who finished fifth from bottom. I mean, that's just mind blowing, to be honest. That's how good he is, and how good Tarkovsky and Branthwaite are together. We're blessed at the moment, and however long it continues, we don't know. But that's been massive. Take that out of our team, and we'd be where Sheffield United are, without a doubt.
No, I agree with you. Just to be in contention with that, Paul. Just to be in contention with it when you're like, say,
Yeah,
in a team that's going to be defending a lot. You'd normally be like a dartboard put out to be in trouble, wouldn't you? But no, Pickford, he's been smashing it. There's another comment here. By the way, if you're new, hit that like and subscribe. A lot of you ain't, because we have got quite a few subscribers. Thanks for just coming on the show. Mike Smith says, McNeil looks like he needs a rest. Give Dan Juma, or Dobbins injured, but give Dan Juma the last two games and see what they both have to offer. I know I've been saying playing Dan Juma, and the Blues has been saying he doesn't deserve it. And I get both ends, by the way. I don't think Dan Juma's shown nothing to show that he deserves to play, but I still would like to see him play, just to see what he's like. But the thing is, we're not going to sign him anyway, are we? I just wanted Dan Juma to play, just because I thought he would have caused Luton problems just for that reason.
yeah.
Carragher is right. Do not ever say that sentence. Carragher is
Well,
wrong. You just chat shit.
if we got
Hate
rid of
Carragher.
those first words, Samuel, if you could just edit that for us,
Yeah, I
and
hate it. Carragher just says Carragher. By the way, what Carragher does is Carragher looks at a subject that's popular and he'll jump on it just to get people liking him, and that's what he does with Everton. He doesn't like Everton, and he goes against us and doesn't care a lot. Trust me. And then all of a sudden, Carragher he just jumps on stuff. I'm not a fan of him. I don't like him. Really don't. But go on.
no, not at all. No, I was letting you have your little rant then.
I don't. I just can't like when Carragher, literally, when one of our fans winds the window down, just having a banter because we beat him, and Carragher spits at a Gill that's an Everton fan. I just think to myself, what a bellend. You can't pull yourself back from that. From me,
Um,
like Carragher.
yeah, but yeah, Claire. Well, Samuel thinks that he likes us, but I can understand. I'll pass on that one for now.
I'm a shit fan. No.
There's two. There's two other bits that were sort of mentioned as well. I mean, Schmidt as well. Eamon mentions about Schmidt coming on. I like him. I don't know whether he's going to
Like him a
be.
lot.
I don't know whether he's going to be absolute. What we need, but certainly at this moment, you can see he's improving. So that's decent. This Barkley thing, I'm not keen on. I know Brian mentions about it, he never gives the ball away. Well, he's not pressured. that's when he doesn't
He
give
was
the ball
against
away.
us.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly pressured, was he? And I mean, he stands out. He's playing for Luton. With all due respect, he's playing for Luton as well. So it doesn't mean that he's better than what we've got. For example, he's playing well. He's playing well for Luton. would I bring him back? No, I don't. I don't think I would. I think there's other players out there you could certainly get just because he used to play for us. And it's not even about how he left and everything, because I think he was badly advised. I think it was a stupid move that many players have kind of done in the past. And I know we should have had this money and that money and otherwise, but I just don't see the benefit
Blues is
ahead
on
of
you
one or
now.
two others.
Blues is on you now. By the way, this is the good thing about Toffee Bluecast. We can do this show, and the Blues can have a different opinion. Paul can have a different opinion. I can have one, and we can all just clash it and still not fall out. Now,
Oh yeah. Not at all.
yeah, Paul. The Blues is on to Paul now. He's like, Barkley wasn't pressured. He skipped past a few players. I think Barkley's had a cracking season this season, but the moment he comes to Everton, he'll be shit. This is probably a one-off peak performance just before he retires. Well, do I think our future is Ross Barkley? I'd like to think not. Do I think this season that Barkley would have helped us if he played the way he's played this season? Probably so, but I'd like to think we'll be better than that next season. I just think we've been poor. Like Paul said, can we bring someone else in the number? It's going to be interesting because if we've got no options and Barkley's a free, unfortunately, you might have to be desperate and consider it. But I'd like to think that we could bring in someone with a bit more. I don't know what I want in that 10. Someone said the Blackburn kid. What's his name, Paul? I'd rather have him. I know he's 28, but the Blackburn lad that's in the comments above, that's on.
Oh, the number 10, guy. Is that who he plays for?
Yeah, he plays for Blackburn, and he's quite good. He scored a lot of goals in the Championship this season. He plays with Still Ryan on the computer and stuff, but
right,
I think he's decent. I'd rather have someone that's smashing it. I don't know. Don't want to say yes or no on that because it's a big divide of opinion on Ross Barkley, isn't it?
Yeah. Is this who Mike was on about before?
Yes, yeah. He got linked, and on Twitter it said today that Everton are looking at him. He's already best mates with Garner, Patterson, and all that lot, playing with him on FIFA and stuff. So it wouldn't take much persuasion for him to come to us. He's 28. I think he's Irish, isn't he? So yeah, he's a good player.
Don't know.
All right, I'll take him. Bit of a
I'll tell you what, though, it wouldn't be Everton of the last 5 or 6 years if we didn't buy someone. Well, after the last God knows how long, if we didn't buy someone from a team who just got relegated, because that's what we seem to. It's what we seem to do every season, whether it be a manager from a team that's about to get relegated or players who have already gone down with them. But generally,
I've seen quite a few teams like linked to Barkley, Paul. Like even teams like Man United, I've seen linked to Barkley. And who's saying that Everton that we're definitely going to get Barkley? Some other teams might have seen him this season and think, I want him. You never know. Whether we might struggle to get players because players on free contracts like Barkley, we all know what Barkley's like with money when he left. Look at what he's like. He's a money man. Most players are. I don't think we'd get Barkley on a cheap wage, Paul. And I think when we do the transfer window, when this season's finished, I think a lot of players that we get ain't going to be on big wages because we've got to really watch what we're doing. We're walking the tight line. Barkley has probably dribbled past more players than any one of our squad. Have a look for you. Now, as I said, the Blues, Barkley's been fantastic this season. He surprised me because when I remember Barkley for Everton, he didn't know what he wanted to do. Very indecisive. Wasn't that good at passing in the final third. But this season, when I've watched him, he showed a lot of maturity in his play and stuff like that. And he has been a lot better than what I thought. So I can't really knock Ross Barkley this season.
No,
he has been good.
I'm not saying he's absolute, shite or anything. I'm just would have wanted him to do a seam running out of midfield. Do a seam running out of midfield next season. No, not really. That's just me, though. That's just me.
I think literally next season we could get Barkley back for our last season in the stadium, and then we could come out with Dogs of War music, and Barkley could come out as captain and start barking when he comes out. Barkley,
great, I like it.
Stupid. Oh, I love
let's
it.
just get the two Baldies back. Let's get Lee Carsley out of playing retirement and hook him up with Gravison.
I'm forwards. Do you know what though? I am forwards, not backwards. But I get that Barkley, if he adds talent, just why we've got no money to spend. I don't know. Barkley, I can't keep talking about because I don't know. Right. But what I'm saying to you is I get the point where I want to think forwards now. And I seen Shamiti come on today and he looks really raw, like giving the free kick away at the end stupidly.
Yeah.
Like that's where you see Shamiti raw and you think, oh, that's where you need your experience. That's where he needs more game time to learn stuff like that. Because a couple of bollockins, Paul, he won't do that. But I think like Shamiti, I'm really excited with him. Patterson, I'm still excited, even though he's not played this season. Mikolenko, excited with him. Branthwaite, excited about him. Whether we keep him or not, I don't know. Onana, young talent, exciting. Garner, exciting. There's a lot of young talent that's exciting in the ball.
There is. We've had to. I mean, we've had to sell. We've had to sell a lot of the young lads. I know some are on loan, but we've had to sell quite a few. But you also think about the ones who've come through who were like the top. So like Rooney, Stones, like that. I mean, obviously like Barkley as well, I suppose. But they were in the first team a lot quicker than the lads that we've had in the last few seasons. Lewis Warrington's not had a chance, or not seemed to have had a chance at all. Does that mean that he's not fancied? There's lads who have, who was it? We've had lads who've gone. Who's the winger? Mills.
Mills has come back injured, hasn't he? Yeah, he went on loan and then he come back injured. Yeah,
these lads they either don't get a chance or they're not good enough to get in that first 11.
These comments are cracking, by the way. A lot of comments coming in, and I am liking you all just talking between yourselves and talking on what we're saying as well in the comments. It's amazing. That's what we go live for, to get a format where you can all comment and stuff so we can get it on the screen. And the comments are amazing. Yeah, 31 goals. He's been amazing this season. Someone in that goal scoring form would excite me more than Barkley, but Barkley's been amazing as well. So the Blues, I'm not getting involved in that one. Garner Gay has done fantastic when he's come back. Gomez today, I said it earlier on, it's quite weird sometimes, Paul, because pitches have to be a certain size, legal requirements, pitches have to be a certain size.
Yeah.
But that Luton pitch feels small. It feels like you can't pass on it. It's compact into it. And there's no space, but it could just be the way Luton play. I think Luton do play in your face because you think of Morris is in you, all the players in your face. It's not a passing game against Luton, is it? You can't just get the ball down, pass it around Luton. It's a really in-your-face game, and I think that doesn't suit Gomez. Gomez is better on a pitch, bit of space, move it about, sit in the number 6. But that wasn't a game for Gomez for me. I knew when he come on, he would struggle. So people saying in the comments that Gomez wasn't that good tonight. It just wasn't the game for him, in my opinion. Pitch was too small.
Well, I'm trying to look it up now, to be fair, about which.
No, when I did my referee course, it has to be a certain size. It can be a little bit different.
It does, but I also know as well that some of the grounds make the pitch look smaller as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just having a little. I'm just sort of having a little.
Could be wrong.
Could be. I don't know. I am looking it up. So show a few more comments while I try and find this. We
are keep your comments flooding in on the game. We are loving it. Keep your comments coming in. Barkley, yes. Barkley, no. We're getting it in the comments. Don't worry, you don't need to argue about it. Just say what you think, and it's interesting to have the clash. I was just going to say, like, do you know on your film thing last night where you said running away? What's that mean? Running away films. What's that?
Running away.
Do you know your film thing last night?
Oh, it was foot chases. It was
like running away. Is that?
Yeah. Well, I said I didn't say Terminator. I said Terminator 2 with the where he changes.
I was going to comment underneath.
And all that.
I was going to comment underneath.
Should have.
And No, because I thought I'm not. You know me. I'm freaking Dumb and Dumber, right? And I was thinking, Runaway. What? I thought, is it runaway films? And I had some really good runaway films where someone's running away, and I had some good films in it, but I didn't know whether I actually knew what you was on about. So I thought I'm going to let these have the moment.
It was they were foot chases. They were foot chases. So anywhere, but they were also races on foot to get somewhere as well. So
Forrest Gump, that's the biggest one ever. Forrest Gump.
Could have. I didn't know. I don't think anyone said Forrest Gump.
How did you not say Forrest Gump on running to get somewhere?
No, I didn't think about it. I said, what was some of me best ones were Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark at the beginning, where he's running in the boulder and all that sort of stuff. I said, oh God, what was my other one? I had a good second one.
Do you know the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, Running Man? That's a good
one. Running Man. Yeah. Oh, I said.
Which one I mean? That's quite.
Yeah. I said. So it isn't the whole film. It's like specific scenes and stuff. So I had Terminator 2, where they're breaking Sarah Connor out of the psychiatric hospital.
Yeah,
and Robert Patrick changes his hands into those blades and he's running after the thing, you know. And Ferris Bueller as well at the end, where he's racing to get home. Ask your mum and dad.
They are good ones. So in the comments, anyone, we were just having a little random conversation there about films where people are running away. Let's see where you think of someone running to catch one or running away. But we will get back onto Everton.
These are the pitch sizes, just out of interest, right?
Referee Paul is in the building.
I know, all me that. So going off size of the pitches, Forest is the biggest one. I wouldn't necessarily said that one.
Paul
followed by us. I know, yeah.
Yeah, we have got a big pitch.
We're bigger than Arsenal's pitch. So we got second biggest pitch. Interesting, that. Do you remember when I think it was
got the biggest dick?
It might have been Walter Smith. When Walter Smith was manager, or Moyes might have done it, we narrowed the pitch by about 3 yards either side because we didn't have any wingers. I remember doing that. Bournemouth 5, Brentford 6, Brighton's Amex, about the same size as Burnley. City have got same size. That's 9th, Old Trafford 10th, St James's Park. A lot of them are kind of doing the same sort of area. Spurs, West Ham, Molineux for Wolves. You start getting a little bit smaller now with Chelsea. They've got a smaller pitch. They're 16th over the road. Sheffield United got a small pitch. I would have thought if you sort of want to defend, or you got trouble scoring, you want a smaller pitch. Palace are 18th, and there we are. That's where we were tonight. They are 19th. So the only pitch that is smaller than Kenilworth Road is Craven Cottage.
So that was right then. So thanks, Paul. You proved me right tonight. I said when I watched the pitch, small. Really interesting. The Blues says, bloody hell, Dan, when I played that music, the Blues was really interested on you talking about pitch sizes then, Paul. So it's good that we have shown. And it's interesting that was right.
It was, I could tell.
Mark Robinson got chatting to some of you lads. Love these comments, you know what I mean? Top blokes, yeah.
That's good.
Oh, I don't think he's saying we're top blokes, but he said he chats to top blokes.
I tell you what,
cool running.
I was just going to say, me and we're talking about our away fans, and we were sort of looking back, and I know our away support has always been fantastic, but the amount of singing that goes on and everything else, particularly in the last 4 years where it's been absolute carnage, has been immense. And you heard them all the way through, didn't you? You heard all the way through. It was brilliant, really good.
Yeah, I get what
all the old
get
songs as
what
well.
this comment meant now. I read this comment wrong, Paul, but I like to get these comments on. Me and Paul love people in the comments. We want the channel to be about everyone, not just us. Got chatting to some people. I think he's saying that he's a Luton fan and he chats some Everton fans in the pub, and there was Boss. Everton fans are decent.
True.
If you chat to us, you'll find that out. Cool Runnings was a film where you're running away. Someone's still on that one, yeah.
You can't have that though because they were in a toboggan. They've got to be on foot.
Run to get in it though. You said run to somewhere. Running to get in that toboggan. Now we are coming to an end now. We're on that hour mark, and it's instant match reaction, so we don't want to really go over it now because we want to crop these videos, and saving videos for an hour and a half and going through them is bloody hard work. I did laugh when we were singing. Yeah. You going down, and they replied with "You going bust." That was funny. Come back to be honest, and we can't really say much. The thing is, when I was thinking this today, like it's weird because I thought personally, this is Dan being serious. I thought that because our players have often been the team that could go down with all the pressure of trying to stay up, I thought because Luton have got that today, we know how it feels and know how to take advantage of it and use it in our advantage. And I thought that we'd thrive today, thinking, oh, that's normally us that's under pressure. It's not us today, so let's smash them up. Are you surprised that my reaction's a bit? I wanted a bit better today, Paul, or did you?
No, not at all. You strive for excellence, Dan. You strive for excellence, and
I do, sir.
And you're so used to us being in the mire. You know, you've never had a chance to relax. So
no,
yeah.
I don't stop. I like I said to you as well. I'm thinking next season as well. I'm already thinking like what can we be? What can we be? Like, what are these players going to be like with the weight off their shoulders? But it's interesting, Paul, because we've done a cracking show tonight. It has been a long one, but we've gone through pitch sizes to prove that Luton is a really small pitch, and that's why Gomez struggled to play on that pitch. So we are specific. We're one of the best channels around. So hit that like and subscribe just because we look at pitch sizes. We've also talked about who we're going to get rid of. Paul's put a big list of players that might go, which makes you really scared. So Paul got rid of that quick.
Bit worried.
Yeah, we've done the business. We're up anyway. We drew today. I'm gutted. I wanted 4 wins in a row. 3 wins and a draw. Is that still good? It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, God, yeah. I mean, if you'd gone back 10 days and said we'd have 3 wins and a draw, would you have been that confident after losing against Chelsea 6-0? Not really. So, you know, I think we've
By
been
the way,
right.
On this comment, Mark Robinson says, we beat you twice on your pitch. I'm not saying that we was crap against you today because we was on your small pitch. I'm saying that Gomez was crap on a small pitch. He likes a bigger pitch. We're not a passing football team, so I don't know why we've got one of the biggest grounds because we don't use the space.
Stupid, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
If anything,
we should learn how to use it and learn how to pass and take advantage and spread the ball.
If anything, it highlights how good Pickford is at kicking. He should.
He's so good. His kicks are good.
He could honestly go for a conversion or a drop kick from miles away. To be honest, be a great kicker in American football.
You know what? It's quite funny with Pickford today. We're ending the show now, by the way, but we like to add a bit of banter and a bit of your comments, get involved because
always there.
I want to say this. I was thinking this on the. Yeah, look at that for a raise. I was thinking this, like, I'm not a local. I'm 3 hours away from Goodison. When I used to live like Derby way, I supported Everton, but I didn't really get to connect with any Everton fans. I used to see one sometimes, but I didn't really know that many Everton fans. Toffee Bluecast is a platform where it brings loads of Everton fans together. I used to be buzzing when I see one Everton fan where I used to live. Toffee Bluecast brings everyone together. And I do feel that this channel could bring a lot more together. There's a lot of people that are looking for something like this where, I want to get to know fans like me, an Everton fan, like I used to be. I knew one and I wanted to know more. And I do feel that, like Toffee Bluecast, a lot of people won't get to chat to many Everton fans. And then this channel could massively benefit them and they'd enjoy it. So spread the channel, spread it around on the links, hit the like so a few more people see it. We've got loads in the comments tonight, so it's definitely working. But yeah, that's just a speech on that. A long speech. But do you get what I'm saying, Paul? That's what we're about, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the next one that we do, we'll have to ask the question. Have to ask the question about where's everyone from, and do that, because I know we've had Americans on. We've had an Australian on as well, haven't we? I think.
We've had everything, haven't we? Yeah.
But yeah, people from all over. So I love that. I absolutely love that.
Bringing Everton fans together. That's what we do it for, isn't it, Paul? Bringing Everton fans together.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
And we do get good feedback, so it's amazing. Right. We are at the end now. My score prediction 6-1, and then it went to 12-0. Paul, what was yours? 6-0.
I went 3-2 and then 6-0. So
6-0.
Somewhere in between. 17-4 didn't come in. I was gutted that 17-4 didn't come in. That was a bit of a shame.
I knew it'd be an odd game today. I wanted to spank them, but I did, like the Blues saying I'm a secret Luton fan. I did know that Morris is hard work. They're just a hard team to play. Like, they do fight with everything they've got. Do you know what I mean, Paul? They do put you in a bit of a war, don't they? Branthwaite today had to be fantastic, and he was, because Morris is a shitbag.
I love that at the
end.
You
win a game against these. Yeah,
where he blocked it. He's been hanging around with Pickford too long, hasn't he? That's what that's come from.
Do you know what, though? I tried. This is a good way to end the show. I tried to get the picture of Branthwaite celebrating to clear Townsend's shot, because Townsend scoring against Everton, one of our ex-players, to make us lose and our fans go all the way home losing, wouldn't have been a nice feeling. So when Branthwaite stops Townsend from scoring, it is fantastic. And people say, you only drew what you're celebrating for, because we don't want to lose. We've got that mentality now.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get that picture of Branthwaite as the cover, but I couldn't get it because it was too quick going live. But I'll get the video of that and put it as a short, because I like that. That's what we're about, isn't it, Paul? That defence is rock solid, and they've been cracking tonight.
Love it.
Branthwaite I love him. Does it mean, Paul, that he's staying when he's loving it that much? Because he's loving it at Everton at the minute, isn't he? Or is he just loving his football? Or is he loving it at Everton?
It's a different.
Don't go breaking my heart.
No, it's coming from a different angle, innit? You know, they're not boyhood Evertonians and all that on that sort of stuff. But you really appreciate what they do for the club. So the longer you have them there, and they've bought into it, but it doesn't mean that they won't leave. So it'll probably happen. But we can't blame.
No, it can't. It's going to be one of those. Put a tweet out today.
Well, say that again.
I already put a tweet out the other day. It can't happen. Like, put a tweet out saying I just want to lock Branthwaite away and only let him out on game days.
Yeah, like some caged animal.
Just like literally.
That's what Pickford is, isn't it? Isn't Pickford a caged animal? Don't we just let him out on match days?
We need Altel on the banks of the comment that you just had on.
Yeah.
Altel on the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey. He's just said we need someone for Qatar to buy us, and it's interesting because Mashiri had loads of meetings with people over there and hasn't got anyone to buy us from there. We do need someone that's got loads of money to buy us instead of 777 partners.
I know. I'd like billionaires from another country, though, to be honest with you.
I would as well.
If we're going to get picky.
I know, but I am desperate. Like you offer him here 7 partners that are literally loaning money that are going to have to pay loads of interest and loaning money and getting us in a massive bad situation. Or do I just go with anyone like that's got loads of money? I'd go with anyone that's got loads of
Can't we
money.
have like some Scandinavian billionaires? Maybe IKEA are in the market. We've got the blue bit, yellow bit on the away kit. Never know. Yeah,
Oh,
Paul
Chang.
McCartney.
I bet Chang's
Paul
got loads of money.
Paul
Yeah,
McCartney's
Chang's,
loaded and a blue.
there you go. Then. Get
Yeah.
Paul McCartney.
And Blues bring us back down to earth. Bang. Will be sold to fund our stadium. To be fair, Branthwaite's fee could be the whole stadium and future transfers. So it might just happen that way. Good on you,
I
Ian.
just don't want to sell him.
Keep the faith, brother. Keep the faith.
Yeah, I don't want to sell him. I don't want to sell Branthwaite. I've been craving a good centre back since Jagielka and Lescott. And I generally would say, look how long ago was it, Paul, since we had Jagielka and Lescott?
Early. Lescott had gone by Martinez, hasn't he?
Yeah, Lescott and then Jagielka was probably
So
it must be about
2012-ish, around then, sometime around then. Actually, Lescott was probably cup final time. Was he still there? Cup final 2009. Yeah, he would have been, wouldn't he? And then you have Stones after that, and that
So
would have been.
when would you say our last time where it felt like we had a good set? For me, the last time I felt we had a good centre back partnership that I was proud of was when it was Jagielka and Lescott.
Yeah, because Stones made everyone nervous, but you weren't that nervous when Lescott was there.
Stones was class, yeah.
It's a decade. It's a decade at least, isn't it? Really, you know.
Might have to wait that long again though to get a good partnership. I like this partnership.
The thing is, as well, I agree with you. I'd keep Branthwaite if there was a choice. I was saying earlier on. I think you've got some major assets in Pickford, Branthwaite, and supposedly Onana as well. Although I'm not exactly sold on some of the price tags that are going with him. But which one would you get rid of if you had to get two? Which one would you keep and stuff like that? And Onana could go out of the three for me. It's got to be Pickford or Branthwaite to stay. And if I had to pick one or the other, I'm torn. Don't know about you.
I hate getting into this little battle because it's going to be the topic for the next couple of months when the season's finished, and it's going to be all talk. But you don't want to say like, "Oh, get rid of Onana" because Onana might stay. Do you know what I mean? You can't really.
Oh no. I mean, no, I don't want to get rid of Onana. It's just
but with Onana today, I watched Onana today, and I thought, you know what? I think we could survive without you. I don't think you offer that much to us at the minute. I think Onana, when he's fully developed, will be incredible, but he's just got so much development to do. I don't know. I've backed Onana all of this season, by the way, and I think he's a very talented player, but he's not achieving his 100% of talent at the minute. I don't think. There's rumours that Tarky wanted to buy Newcastle. This is the thing. There's rumours. This is why me and Paul don't like talking about this yet. There's rumours that Newcastle are interested in Tarky. I've heard this true. This as well. Sorry. There's rumours that Pickford could go to Chelsea. Chelsea are interested in Pickford. I've seen that.
They admire him.
Of course they would. He's incredible. Pickford's incredible. So so Pickford, Tarkowski, Branthwaite interested in him. Mikolenko wouldn't surprise me. He's magic. Onana, people are interested in him. Calvert-Lewin, probably someone's interested in him now. We started fit, so scary.
We've got no team. Selling all the players.
That's why we don't talk about it. That's why we don't talk about it. Can't sell them all.
No, we really can't. Christ. Who do we have on the bench when we start? Nobody.
Yeah, but I'd love to be excited because we are ending this. I don't know why the numbers are going up. Must be a good listen, but 400 people listen, including Twitter now.
Oh, you crackers! What are you doing?
I know, yeah, bloody hell. 11:41, it's
Like
bedtime,
it,
baby.
like it, like it. Come on, like it.
Like it and subscribe, baby. Right. No, what I was going to say, in all seriousness, is that as an Everton fan, when we used to have Delph, when we used to have Gabamin, we used to have Tojan, we've cleared a lot of players out. So as an Everton fan, for a long time, we say we've got a lot of dead wood, and we said we need to strip right down and rebuild. Looking at this now, we couldn't strip down anymore. It's the perfect time to rebuild. It is the perfect time to rebuild because we've got loads of good young talent and we're going into a new stadium. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to rebuild, does it? I don't get it at the minute. Where are we at, Paul? Do you understand, though? Like,
Yeah,
this would be the
well,
perfect time now to rebuild. But let me put this clear, right?
go on.
Everton are stripped down, and it would be a perfect time to bring the right players in, keep the same manager, and build something special. I listened to that Ten Hag interview as well. It takes time, so we could have a cracking plan now to rebuild from the roots. But if our owners are giving us not much money and we're having to get players that we're probably not 100% on, we can then start bringing players in again that we're unsure of. Do you know what I mean, Paul? Like, oh, I'll have him because that's all I can afford. You bring the wrong player in there, you bring the wrong player in there, and then we're back in the same situation that we was in with loads of players that we didn't really want, but we got them just because we could afford them. So I think we've got to be careful. I don't want to be desperate. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. We're a little band of players and manager and coaching staff who are liked by many people, but we don't have anyone to give us some money to keep this strength of the squad and to bring in younger players and things like that. And like Blue says, we've still got plenty of dead wood, depending on your thought about what dead wood actually is, but we don't have players who are going to get us higher up the table. And we did well this season, and deductions apart, we would have been more than safe. We would have been another 2 places higher than we are. You know, not exactly Europe or anything, but we would have been safe a lot longer ago. But we just haven't got, at the moment, a board or an owner, really. And that's a bit that needs to change. And,
Do you know what's irritating, Paul?
And fast as well. It needs to change very soon.
Do you know what's irritating? Like, now, if our club wasn't in debt and it wasn't so expensive for an owner to come in, because the owner that comes in's got to pay off a lot of stuff. If we wasn't in debt now, when we was in a nice financial position, we could get an owner that comes in and says, right, I want this team to be successful. I'm keeping Brampwaite. This is what would be my dream. I want this team to be. They'd see this Everton team now as an opportunity. So we'd think, right, they've already got 100 million centre back. They've already got Onana 60 million centre mid. So you could get an owner now that comes in and says, I'm going to keep what's here because there's a nice base. And I'm going to give Everton, Dyche, 100 million to spend if we didn't have this debt. Imagine the team we could build now if we got 100 million in the transfer window, because we haven't been spending much in the transfer window. But if you say you got 100 million now, because we're quite sensible in the market, you could get someone for 15, someone else for 15, someone else for 20, really good player for 30. You could add 6 players to this team now and be amazing. Like, it wouldn't be hard with the base that we've got to create a team that could be really good. But unfortunately, I don't know why we're not going to get that chance.
No, we're not. We're not as shrewd as we used to be in getting those players, in getting those lads often from Championship. You know, you're on about Lescott. We got him from Wolves in Championship. Kale, one of lots of Everton fans here. You know, got him from Millwall. There's plenty of lads who we've got from teams lower down who we were confident would make a step up. but we don't seem to be finding those. What's happened is that it's always been reactive. A team's gone down, so we bought them. McNeil, Tarkovsky, or we've pissed away millions and millions of pounds on players who didn't fit at all. All the Dutch lads, Gbamin, Tossen, Christ, that's a long list. That is a long list.
Rooney. I wouldn't have got Rooney back, to be fair. And that's a bit. Although I loved him back, he was still pretty good when we got Rooney back. But we paid a lot of big wages to get players back, Paul, haven't we? It's a massive job. We should start by getting 2 or 3. One on that conversation. That referee was weird tonight.
There was a few odd ones.
Weird referee.
There was a few odd ones. The grappling made me laugh, to be honest. But it was in some cases, I think he knew what the decision should have been, but he just let things go and wait for VAR to kind of make the decision for him. The Branthwaite one was a prime example.
And what about the Calvert-Lewin one, where Calvert-Lewin ran down the left-hand side, didn't even touch the player, and they gave a free kick?
Yeah.
Calvert-Lewin was like, he's just running. He didn't even grab the player or anything, and the player didn't even go down, and the referee was like, give a free kick to them.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, I thought Chong should have got booked in the first half.
Yeah.
When Tarkovsky and Pickford moved out of the way. And Christ almighty, it's the most blatant dive I've seen this season. That's what he was trying to do. So I can't believe he didn't get booked. VAR watched it as well. Who knows what the rules are for VAR now? Make up your own.
Just weird referee. Really, he didn't look like he had control. He was pulling his cards out so easily. Like you said, Paul, the Garner thing was a bit of just an early thing where you normally referee says, "Oh, don't barge into him again, otherwise I'll give you a yellow." But straight away, the first thing that Garner did, he got a yellow. And I don't like referees that do that give a card straight away for the first foul in the game, because he has to stick to that, and it's continuous cards. And we ended up with 2 centre midfielders that had cards, so it was a bit frustrating.
Did you notice as well? Did you notice as well? We had the ball came. I think the ball came out to. God, no, it was a corner. We had a corner. Gomez went to get the ball or something because the ball had gone. So Gomez went to get a ball and brought another ball on the pitch. But that was while McNeil had the ball ready to take the corner. So Gomez got booked for bringing another ball on.
Yes. Gomez was fuming though, wasn't he? I thought he was going to get a red. He was proper going. He's close to the referee going mad. And I was like, Gomez is going to get a red here, because Gomez is he's like a puppy. He's the softest character ever. But the referee just gives him that and he's fuming. So we was always due a bad referee.
I tell you what that was. I bet what that was that, Tarkovsky got done for it in the Brentford game, I think. Oh, it might have been the Forest game where he kicked he was running off the pitch, wasn't he? And as he came back on and they got the ball, he kicked under the ball on the pitch and then got booked for it. So I bet someone's been in the referee's ear saying, watch out for those Everton lads. They love to kick a ball back on the pitch when they're under pressure.
Gomez got done for it.
Got done for it.
What a comic. Yeah. Well, at least we did get the penalty. Now, referee wouldn't have given the penalty. That VAR stuff, Dyche keeps saying it, and the same thing all the time, saying, I don't know why they take so long. But it is true, isn't it, Paul? Why the heck do they take so long on these decisions? We all knew that was a penalty. It's crazy that the ref had to look that long. It's just, straight away. I don't get why VAR haven't already spoke to the ref and said, when you get it, it's definitely a penalty, just give it. But the ref will have a look, but it's stupid. Well, right, everybody.
I was just going to say, like Ian said there, and we said it before, mate. We said it before as well. Why didn't it get looked at? But it's just one of those.
Didn't get looked at. The referee was like, didn't get looked at the monitor, but the referee spoke about it, didn't he?
Yeah, it's true enough. And just a shout out to Mike, who was on before. He said, I think he said, "Don't go," because he was enjoying it. We always keep this under an hour, don't we?
Yeah, we try and. I said to Paul, we're gonna be under an hour because we want to be somewhere where people don't leave, and you can just listen to a short Toffee Blue cast go live for about 50 minutes or an hour, so you can watch it when you've got 50 minutes, an hour spare, which you'll often have. But no, we have to be like a frigging Harry Potter movie, an hour and a half. We're longer than an Harry Potter movie, but we do promise you we will be 50 minutes soon. That's going to be our new
we're on
50 minutes.
We're on for as long as it takes for VAR to make a decision.
Always under the Oh, we should just bugger off in the comments, then we go. No, I'm only joking. We love you in the comments. When we come off this stream, by the way, and I know some of you can't be arsed, and I used to be the same. I used to not subscribe, and I don't know why I didn't subscribe sometimes to stuff. But it doesn't cost nothing. It's just laziness. If you subscribe, it tells you when we go live. We go live before and after games, but it tells you what time. So you won't miss us. And it's a good little crack. This is. It's good to get together. Ask the people in the comments. It brings a lot of us Everton fans together. So what we're asking you, we have got, 2 more games left.
Yeah.
By the time we start next season, we want to hit, me and Paul spoke about it, 1,000 subscribers, which isn't a lot. But for some reason, it takes a while to get there. Me and Paul have been speaking about doing quizzes when the season finishes. You all know we do that anyway. Paul was speaking about when the Euros is on, we might do some live watches. Yeah, if anyone's got any ideas, because this channel isn't just about what we think, it's about what you want us to do, or we get you on as a guest. We're crazy like that. So if anyone's got any ideas of what you want us to do when the season finishes, let us know. But we are a channel that brings a lot of Everton fans together and other fans as well, because we get opposition fans on. So get behind this channel. Get us to 1,000. It's down to you. You can do it. You can be that person that spreads us. Spread the top of your class. Right. Paul, last words.
Yes, Dan. Last words.
1 hour and 27 minutes and 51 seconds. You've got 2 minutes and 51 seconds to give a good speech now.
Oh. I really liked... on a Sunday evening when you've got to go to work on the Monday, but you have that feeling on that Sunday night that you can just, on Monday morning, not have to get up straight away. You don't have to be anywhere. And so you know that when you wake up on that Monday morning, you can just think that and then close your eyes again and just relax. That was like watching that game tonight. It was just there and just enjoy it. And actually, this weekend is a bank holiday weekend. So not only have you had a Friday night where you can just zen, enjoy the game without stress. If you normally work on the Monday, enjoy your Sunday night as well.
Yeah, that's good words by you. Paul always knows what to say. Although I thought that the performance wasn't the 6-1 that I wanted it to be, like Paul's just said, it was nice at the end of that game watching, no offense to Luton, watching Luton desperately needing to do everything they've got to stay up, being really stressed. But us Everton fans thinking, we ain't got that stress. We're already up. Like, the Luton manager was stressed. He was pushing everyone up. Luton players were stressed. They're doing everything they can to stay in the Premier League. We've been there. It didn't feel nice, but we don't have to have that feeling today. And we drew 1-1, and we're staying up. And the Premier League gave us 8 points. Still couldn't knock us down. You know what I mean? 10 green bottles sitting on the wall. Accidentally fall, and we fell down.
That was good timing. That was good timing.
On that note, we tried to take me out. We like falls, but Everton fans don't fall. We always get back up. Have a boss night, everyone. 1 hour, 30 minutes now. We will end the show. Hit that like and subscribe. And if you can, share it on your Twitter, your Facebook, or anything like that. Spread the Toffee Blue cast. Get your knife. Spread us around. Have a boss one, everyone. Up the Toffees. 1-1.
Take it easy.
3 wins. 1 draw, unbeaten in 4. Up the top is everyone. Have a boss night.
Never really know what's going on. stream, we'll be celebrating. I really do.